Here we are crossing the lagoon at Tigertail Beach, and this is at high tide, and we're already across and over to the west side of the lagoon, and it's high tide, so that arrow there shows you that watermark on my shirt. Will give you an idea of how high the water is out in the middle of the lagoon. And just for reference, if we look back towards the parking lot, there is the observation tower, and then that arrow shows you where the path comes out when you walk from the parking lot out to the lagoon. And then looking out this direction, there is the Gulf of Mexico. So if you have a kayak, you can just head right out there and get out on the beach. But we don't have a kayak, so we're going to take the mangrove corridor, this path that leads you from the lagoon right out to the beach. And so, like I said, it's high tide now, so the path is submerged. And I do recommend that you travel as lightly as possible when crossing the lagoon, especially at high tide, but we seem to never take our own advice, and plus we like to spend all day out on the beach, so we want to have our beach chairs and beach umbrella and a cooler and backpacks with all our essentials and maybe even some fishing gear. So a few years ago we found this self-inflating lounger. It's that light blue thing that you see me pushing along there, floating across the water with our stuff in it, and that makes it a lot easier. So that really helps out a lot, especially at high tide. And so here we are making our way through the mangrove corridor. Hear us sloshing along. And I'll just be quiet here for a little bit so you can just enjoy the experience along with us. And then once you make it all the way to the end of the mangrove tunnel there, it's probably another 40 yards out to the Gulf of Mexico. And it opens up in there to the wide, white, sandy beaches. And here's that lounger I told you about. See, just by opening up the chambers and dragging it, it fills with air. It has two chambers, you fill them with air, then you kind of roll up the end, and then it clips together. And so it's very lightweight, compact, right? When there's no air in it, it folds up really into something really small, very lightweight, but yet once it's inflated, you can put quite a bit of stuff in there, and it really makes a big difference, making it a lot easier, like I said, especially at high tide, in getting across the lagoon with all your essential items. And we'll provide a link if you want to find out more information about that. And then just wanted to leave you with this scene here as we head back to the parking lot at sunset.